young men who came forward to tell their stories. Detectives developed probable cause to charge Mr. Damron with the 10 offenses. We're still in the very early stages of this investigation. We're only 48 hours in. But we wanted to bring this information to the public because we believe that, unfortunately, there are likely more victims out there. We have so far identified 4 organizations where Mr. Damron has been a youth leader or coach. These are Elevation Church, Mercy Church, Southbrook Church, and Soccer Shots. We have notified all of these organizations, and they are cooperating in our investigation. We've also identified that these incidents occurred not only in Charlotte, but also in Matthews and in Union County. And our detectives have been in touch with detectives from the Matthews Police Department and the Union County Sheriff's Department to coordinate in this investigation. If there's anyone who has been victimized by Mr. Damron or knows someone who has, we ask him to please reach out to us. You can do so by calling our lead detective, who's Detective Brindan, at 704-353-1940. And understand that we will not only conduct the criminal investigation, we will also provide resources and give referrals to survivors and their families in these terrible situations. These are very disturbing types of cases to receive, and just know the CMPD takes the safety of our youth extremely seriously, and our detectives are just beginning what will be a very long and thorough investigation. Are there any questions?
The spelling of his name, please.
Last name is spelled D-A-M-R-O-N.
First name again?
Benjamin, spelled B-E-N-J-A-M-I-N.
He was arrested this morning.
Yes.
Tina Quisson with the TQ News. By chance, do we know how long he may have been having contact, and will there be some type of photo in case other community members want to double check that their child, with these allegations out there, whether or not there's any concern?
There certainly will be an arrest photo today after he's booked into the Mecklenburg County Jail. He is there right now getting processed in. In terms of a time frame, I can't give an exact time frame. We do know, at least through our current victims, that it has gone back as far back as 5 years.
Just for my clarification, I know you can't really get engaged, but I guess the one victim is still under age or something?
So 2 of them are currently, so in North Carolina, under 15 and younger is handled by our juvenile, is basically a juvenile as far as sex assaults are identified in the law. So 2 of them are currently under 15 and 1 of them is over 15.
Can you divulge what Elevation Church and then also what school possibly these alleged things occurred at?
Are you asking for a location? So the locations we've identified so far have been at parks, and these are instances where he was bringing victims that he was already known to the park, not that he was there looking for victims, and also at his residence. We're still trying to work through exactly all the locations where this might have happened beyond that.
And did he meet all of the victims that you have so far? Did he meet them all through the 4 that you listed?
He met them all through church, and I don't want to get into specifics of which church he met them at, but he met all 3 of those victims through church.
Can you give like the most recent one? I don't know, I know you can't give a time span, but kind of how far back?
As far back as at least, it could have gone farther, but we know at least 5 years and up until current.
Is there anything specific that leads you to believe that there's other victims, or like something one of the kids told you?
Unfortunately, the pattern of how these occurred are way too common in situations such as this, where you have someone who is a part of a youth organization and using that position to prey on young children. And we know that it's happened over a period of time, and that until this week, they didn't among themselves know that this was all occurring to other people. It leads us to believe that based on the pattern, unfortunately, that this probably means there's more victims out there.
Can you speak to anything as far as what the switch sort of flipped with these parents and these children that made them come forward?
I don't know what led the individual kids to come forward. They are extremely brave to do so. and I applaud their bravery and their families' bravery to come forward and report these incidents. I would hope that any parent out there would have tough conversations, thorough conversations with their kids, just to understand that how important it is to report something like this that happened.
Is there a special place that's giving some counseling in case a parent or, some kind of suggestions if they have a concern or if they find out maybe there is a concern and some support or counseling out there?
So when they report to us, all of our cases, crimes against children cases, juvenile abuse cases, whether physical or sexual abuse, are investigated with our partner agencies in a multidisciplinary approach. So through our partner agencies, primarily Pat's Place Child Advocacy Center, we ensure that all our victims are provided ample resources in order to be able to get through and overcome the trauma that they have received and when things like this happened. And our main goal when we're dealing with young kids is to ensure that they are not re-traumatized by the investigation. So they tell their story one time and then they receive the support that they need.
And what's the name of it, Pat's?
Pat's Place?
Can you tell us the capacity that he worked in at Elevation, Mercy, Southbrook, and Soccer Shots? Was he currently working?
So I don't really want to speak for those organizations in terms of how official or if he was volunteer. We just know that he was involved as a leader amongst youth organizations in those four.
Can you say he was a drummer at the Elevation Church? Just that.
I don't know that, sir.
Have those groups been cooperative with you all? And
Absolutely.
have you reached out to them?
Yes, we have reached out to all four, and they are all very concerned and very cooperative as well. As I said, he had no criminal history, so he has nothing that's going to come up on any kind of a background check.
What are you asking of the churches right now?
Really, there's nothing in terms of getting into specifics of that. I don't want to get into exactly what we would need the church to do, but other than make them aware so that through their own channels that they could ensure that there's nothing there that they're missing that they could provide to us.
What was his current role recently, like as far as his job or anything?
I don't know what his actual employment was.
And what is it? Was it one of those four where he met these three?
I don't know what his actual employment was in terms of where he got his paycheck from and that sort of thing.
What did he say this morning when he was arrested? Did he say anything?
He did not want to speak with detectives this morning.
How disturbing? I mean, you said this is disturbing. It's kind of obvious why, but can you elaborate?
You know, our children are so vulnerable, and so as any parent will say, that to send our kids out into the world is a scary situation. But we've got to trust that our kids are safe, and so as parents and as caretakers, we have to be able to, like I say, have conversations with them and let them know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, and who they can come to when they have problems. And so when somebody abuses the trust that parents and kids have put in them, it just makes it extremely disturbing.
It's just a kind of not a warning for parents, but kind of be aware for parents, especially when they send kids out to strangers, not strangers, but out in the world, like you said.
Unfortunately, anytime something like this comes up, it's always a reminder to parents to watch closely after your kids. Absolutely.
Would you suggest any kind of signs to look for parents that if they think their child might have encountered something like this? Or
without getting into a lot of specifics, because every situation is a little bit different, I would just say, know your kids, talk to them, see what they do online, know who their friends are, know who their adult leaders are, get involved in their lives, be close involved in their lives. And so when you see something that doesn't fit, it makes the hair stand up on your back of your neck, then it's time to look a little further.
Did you say Soccer Shots?
Yes. That's a youth soccer organization.
All right, I do need to get the lieutenant back to work as he continues to lead and manage this very complex investigation. Thank you, Lieutenant. Again, thank you to our media partners who are here today to be that vehicle to get our message out to the community. And to the people watching at home, remember, you can submit information about this case completely anonymously through Crime Stoppers, 704-334-1600. Thank you.
I guess the question I would have asked, is it only